Hello, good now everyone. My name is Lincoln. In this video, I'm going to give a brief description of each of our neighborhoods in Friendly Farmers, in the Friendly Farmers community, to hopefully help you make a decision about which neighborhood is right for you if you're looking to join one. Especially because each of our neighborhoods is kind of designed for a specific player base, right? I want to start with Friendly Farmers Junior because it's our most palatable neighborhood, if you will. It's good for a super wide range of players. It is, in my opinion, my personal favorite. Don't tell anyone I have a favorite, but what we have in Friendly Farmers Junior that makes it so good for all kinds of players, even if you started Heyday literally today, or if you're level 100, is we have level-based Derby requirements. Now, if you don't know, Derby is a competition between neighborhoods that happens every week. Okay, so if you've ever played any other Supercell games, they have very similar mechanics, and each of our neighborhoods, except for Resort, has a Derby point requirement to induce and require activity from players. So as you go up, the point requirements are going to get higher, which is generally associated with more skilled players and more Derby rewards, but obviously is going to be associated with more commitment to the game. So Junior is going to be perfect if you want rewards from Derby and you want to have, some commitment to the game and a lot of activity in the game, but still plenty of wiggle room with your requirements. Whether you're new to the game or you've been playing for a while, the requirement system is tailored to your level to make it more than obtainable for you. Okay, then we'll go on to Friendly Farmers Main. In Friendly Farmers Main, we require 2,880 points per week. Okay, so that means that you need to do every single Derby task every single week, except for the task that costs diamonds. And I forgot to mention that both of these neighborhoods are in Champions League, and they always are. But Main requires you to be level 40 or above as well. Okay, so you could start out in Junior with 0 experience, but for Main, you definitely want to have some experience going into it. In fact, you should have completed a 2,880 point Derby previously before joining Main. If you haven't, Junior is a great place to join and do that before joining Main. Now, if Junior is a little bit too competitive for you, you might want to do Garden instead, where we only require 600 points. It is very easy. It requires maybe 1 hour total of effort throughout the week, maybe 2 hours depending on, various factors. But this is designed to require some activity from all of the players, but to be super baseline. Plenty of people go above that. It's a very active neighborhood, but there's a lot of wiggle room. This is great if you want to play consistently, you want to play with other people who play consistently, but you don't want to dedicate too much time to Derby. Now, if even that sounds too much, we do have Resort, which requires absolutely nothing from you except for some bare bones farm activity throughout the course of a week or two. But this neighborhood is really reserved for people who are on like a temporary break from the game. If you are active in game and you're not too sure about Derby, you're not too committed, Garden is where I would point you. That leaves our most competitive neighborhood, which is Friendly Farmers Pro, which requires a perfect score every week. And this is going to require you to be level 60 or above. The shtick with this neighborhood is that we are competing globally. It is our most competitive, highest performing neighborhood. It is where I have my level 127 farm, my one and only farm that I have that's active at the moment at least. And this neighborhood is for people who want to play competitively, want to hit the global leaderboard. Currently, we're at position 171 globally, and we've been up to 95 so far. So yeah, definitely a great place to go if you want to play competitively. The only thing with this neighborhood that makes it separate is there are special requirements about what kinds of Derby tasks you are allowed to take and when and that kind of thing. but it's definitely a neighborhood I would recommend. It's less intimidating than you might think. So if you're interested in that one specifically, let one of us know so we can talk to you about how it works. Okay, hopefully that was a good breakdown of each of our neighborhoods. For a quick recap, if you are unsure of where to go completely still, I would recommend Junior. If you know you're not a super competitive player and you know you can't commit too much time to the game, I would recommend Garden. But either of these would be good, even if you're brand new to Derby. It just depends on if you're on the more competitive side or the more casual side. Main is for our competitive players who want to hit top three within Derby each week. It's not always possible to hit top three, but if that's the kind of player you are and you want those extra rewards, that's where Main would land you. Pro is for the even more competitive who want to compete for the sake of competing and want to help push Pro further on the global leaderboard. And finally, Resort is for people who are playing less than half an hour each week, probably, or who are on break from one of our other neighborhoods. Let us know which one you're interested in.